A sense of community is difficult to come by in the pandemic era. I've been added and part of many GCs and Zoom calls for college, but I can safely say since the transition that I've only made an additional 3 friends I consider close throughout the nearly 2 years of quarantine. It's hard to make friends online, but it's not impossible. Today I want to talk about the polar opposite and how it can actually be used to make friends, to find a place where you can interact consistently, find a place where you can enjoy yourself constantly, and find a place of belonging. Welcome to PsyPop. In this series, we'll be tackling how pop culture, or something in pop culture, has displayed a phenomenon where we can learn from it in the context of psychology and/or mental health. If you like the series and don't want to miss out on future episodes, don't forget to show us support by liking and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click on the bell icon to get a notification whenever we post a new video. If we have to define community based on the perspective of social psychology, the most suitable term to be used should be community psychology, which pertains to looking into the psyche of a large group of people and what environmental factors and common behavioral traits that must define if it's beneficial or harmful. To overcome harmful traits or environmental factors, interventions must be created in order to gradually alleviate or eradicate. So, how do communities help with belongingness? Well, belongingness refers to a human emotional need to affiliate with and be accepted by members of a group. In social psychology, our desire to belong is driven by an intrinsic motivation to feel socially accepted and to have a sense of social identity. People often turn to a variety of social groups and communities in order to achieve this. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs on what motivates human beings the most, right in the middle of that pyramid is the need for love and belongingness, which is right there. Our social needs can range from the love of our family members, intimacy from a partner, or sharing an identity with a group. By belonging to a group, we feel as if we are part of something much bigger and more important than ourselves. It's a great feeling being able to find a group of people you can share interests and opinions with. It helps us feel seen and part of something much more. Being a part of a community can provide us with emotional harmony as well. We learn how to sympathize and coexist with others as we form deep connections. And where we stand in these connections can also help us form our identity. We not only become part of a community, but the community becomes a part of us and our daily lives. In fact, a 2020 study found that a sense of belonging in college students is positively linked to experiencing greater happiness and overall well-being, and can reduce certain mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and hopelessness. Online communities come in different shapes and sizes, and are mostly split up by the topics that they cover. The AdMu Freedom Wall is different from the DLS Freedom Wall, for example, despite having similar formats. Hi to you both, by the way. I'm a lurker and I'm also a fan. And honestly, what type of community can exactly describe a group where we all pretend to be ants in an ant colony? Do you guys remember that? That was a big thing for a time. I was a part of that too. That was fun. I miss it. As such, naming these communities are difficult as they are specific, but what they all have in common is interaction, just under different themes. So how can online communities help with belonging? They can create a kind of support system. This usually comes from peers or other users providing guidance or feedback. If the online community is the extension of an organization, then an employee of that organization can provide support as well. Furthermore, an online community provides a platform for the exchange of information. Beyond just a support system, it is a place of connectivity where people from all walks of life and in different parts of the world can come together to make conversations, discuss, and share ideas. It breaks barriers between people and helps in fostering a place, like a little slice of the internet, in a sense, where like-minded people can relax together and bond over their shared interests. So I've mentioned how online communities stand out, but how do they compare versus traditional communities? Well, according to Lieberman and Schroeder, there are four major differences between the two that can be acknowledged, minus the screen usage in general. Fewer nonverbal cues. One of the advantages seen among online communities is how it grants us more opportunities to bond via offering easier and perhaps quicker ways of communication. The disadvantage is that due to its reliance on texts and symbols as a means of communication, there is a higher chance of miscommunication or misunderstandings, which could have been solved through or alleviated through much more easily in person. Greater potential for anonymity. Another advantage of being in online communities is that people can browse through the internet without revealing their true identity and other personal information. This enhances safety further, allowing them to share content and opinions without being fearful of being judged directly to their real identity. However, anonymity works as a double-edged sword, having the benefit of remaining anonymous or having a fake persona overall, while surveying through the internet may lead to people becoming encouraged to act aggressively or awfully. Hate comments or canceling are a few among the common examples that may commonly occur in online communities. Without the identity there to identify them, one cannot be punished for their actions or their misdeeds. More opportunity to form new social ties and to bolster existing weak ties. A known advantage of online communities is that it provides more opportunities to reform existing ones due to circumstances such as a lack of time in meeting up or because of the distance of living far away. In terms of creating new bonds, it becomes fairly easier since anyone can befriend someone who clearly has similar interests as them. The only downside is that it may lead to creating bonds only to the people who think alike or are too similar to yourself overall, giving you less opportunities to befriend people who have opposing personalities or views as you do. Think of it as being on a filter and only the people you want to see are there, without challenging yourself overall. Lastly, unlike offline interactions where an audience is limited by a venue, online interactions have the potential for any number of audiences. All of you watching right now, I'm sure, are very familiar with the amazing capabilities and the reach of the internet as a whole. You have the power to share or receive information from wherever, whenever, and however. You also have the freedom to control the amount of information you receive. This all increases our exposure and interaction to online communities and can be used to our advantage when trying to disseminate information. Whether offline or online, the feeling of wanting to belong is universal. That feeling is much harder now due to our current circumstances, but that's the reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place. Not only to show that you can receive this feeling from online interactions, but also that whether community is offline or online, the connections you make are all equal in value, as long as you feel happy while you're there and support each other and grow as people together. Well, thank you guys for watching. Please comment any topic you'd like for us to tackle next, and please once again like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate feedback and any support that we can get. And lastly, I just hope you all have a great day ahead. Stay safe, everyone.